Adam and Eve in the garden. Ah, gather round, my dear ones, and let old Grandpa Eli tell you the story of Adam and Eve, the very first people, back when the world was as fresh as the morning dew. You see, in the beginning, after creating the heavens and the earth, God planted a beautiful garden called Eden. Oh, it was a paradise. The trees were heavy with every kind of fruit you could imagine. Rivers sparkled like jewels. And the animals wandered peacefully through fields of green. In this paradise, God created Adam from the dust of the ground and breathed life into him. Adam opened his eyes to a world of wonders, and God gave him the important job of taking care of the garden. Adam named the animals, from the playful monkeys to the majestic lions. But even with all the beauty around him, Adam felt a bit lonely. So God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. While Adam slept, God took one of his ribs and fashioned it into a woman, the first woman, whom Adam named Eve. When Adam woke up and saw her, his heart was full of joy, and he knew he'd never be lonely again. Now, in the center of the garden stood two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God told Adam and Eve they could eat from any tree except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If you eat from it, God warned, you will surely die. For a while everything was perfect, but one day a crafty serpent slithered up to Eve. Did God really say you can't eat from any tree in the garden? The serpent hissed. Eve explained God's rule, but the serpent's eyes glinted with mischief. You won't die. If you eat from this tree, you'll be as wise as God, knowing good and evil. Eve looked at the fruit. It was plump and tempting. She reached out, plucked it, and took a bite. Then she handed it to Adam, and he ate too. Suddenly, their eyes were opened, and they felt a strange new feeling. Shame. They realized they were naked and quickly sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. When God walked through the garden in the cool of the evening, Adam and Eve hid. "Where are you?" God called. Of course, he already knew, but he wanted them to come forward. Adam trembled as he stepped out. "We were afraid because we were naked," he said. "Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" God asked. Adam pointed to Eve. "The woman gave it to me," and Eve pointed to the serpent. "The serpent tricked me." God was sad, for they had disobeyed. Because of this, life would now be difficult. God told the serpent he would crawl on his belly forever. Eve would experience pain, and Adam would have to work hard for their food. And they could no longer stay in the garden. But even in this, God showed love. He made clothes for them from animal skins and sent them out into the world. Though life would be hard, he never left them, always watching over them. And so, my dear ones, the story of Adam and Eve reminds us that even when we make mistakes, God's love is always with us, guiding us back to him. Now, wasn't that a fine story to think on?